At least 4 Palestinians have been shot dead near Nablus in the occupied West Bank. Palestinian authorities say a group of about 20 Israeli settlers attacked the village of Tel, but homes were fired upon. Witnesses say another 4 people were injured in the raid. At least 1 Israeli settler was killed. The Israeli military has ordered the deployment of more troops to the area. Nida Ibrahim joins us now live from Nablus. So how does Tel look at this hour? Is that raid over or still in progression?
Well, the Israeli forces and the Israeli army, who have beefed up their presence, are still besieging not only the village of Tel, but also the villages nearby, including Burin and Iraq Burin. And now we are seeing Israeli settlers attacking these villages, and not only near Nablus, but also we're getting reports of settler attacks against villages near Tul Karim. Settlers often do not need a reason to attack Palestinians in their homes, in their work, wherever they are, even in the streets. But this time it seems that the attack is more organized, and it followed an Israeli settler raid to a Palestinian village. That's the Palestinian village of Tel, where the incident has happened. And now we've seen more videos showing it was the Israeli settlers and the Israeli army who started shooting towards Palestinians after an altercation between the Palestinians who were in the village and the Israeli settlers. These settlers often come to intimidate, to provoke, to actually sometimes shoot towards Palestinian homes and Palestinians and killing them without any accountability whatsoever. But sometimes they come to explore areas in preparation for getting these areas occupied and establishing more and more illegal Israeli settlement outposts. As a result of the attack, we're seeing more and more Israeli forces stationing around the area, and also closing off roads leading to many different Palestinian villages and Palestinian towns. This is something that the Israelis often do. It's called collective punishment because it doesn't only relate to incidents related to the Israeli army trying to look for suspects, but also it's yet another layer of making life so unbearable for Palestinians, while at the same time we are talking about Israeli settlers who have full freedom to move between cities and also attack Palestinians. We've also seen videos of a settler setting up his own checkpoint, preventing Palestinian cars from going into one area or another. So we are talking about a mentality where Israeli settlers are trying to enforce that they have the upper hand, that they have the control, and they are helped by the Israeli army, leading these Palestinians to be left alone, defenseless, in front of not just a strong and armed army, but also settlers who would stop at nothing to make Palestinian lives more and more difficult.
And Nida, last time we spoke, the Israeli Security Cabinet was meeting. Do we know what kind of measures they're drawing up?
Well, Netanyahu's office, the Prime Minister's office, has called for a cabinet meeting later this evening, and we are expecting more and more what we call a collective punishment against Palestinians. We expect them to, sometimes they announce the establishment of more illegal Israeli settlement units in retaliation. We've been also hearing from the Israeli Finance Minister, Bezalel Smotrich, asking the government to declare these areas as Area C, which is where the Israeli forces have been preventing Palestinians from building, and that's what he wants. He wants to classify the Tel village as Area C. He wants also to for people to be evacuated from the area and to be evicted from their homes, similar to what the Israeli forces have done in the Jenin refugee camp and in the Tul Karim refugee camp. We've also heard Itamar Ben Gvir saying that Tel should end up like Beit Hanun. So we are talking about massive incitement by the settlers themselves and also by Israeli ministers and Israeli officials, and we expect that to be translated into more crackdown by the Netanyahu government. We have to remember that we are looking about the few months before the Israeli elections that are expected in October. So we think that Netanyahu is going to try and show defiance and show force to try and gain more votes. And how does he do that? By cracking down more and more on Palestinians.
And that's Nida Ibrahim for us from the occupied West Bank.